One of the things that happened during the 90s, the 1990s, which people really can't appreciate, but I gave so much of myself. I opened my house up to victims of Illuminati mind control. I had people coming in from around the world trying to get deprogrammed. I was doing research around the clock. I was writing. I was traveling. I was sleeping very little, and I was donating my life to everybody else. And when I went to prison, I finally got some time to work on myself. And so it was like a vacation. I could work. Yeah, I could work on myself, get my health back, do exercise, all the things that I'd neglected while I was trying to help everyone else.
So no weapon formed against you will prosper.
That's right, brother.
All right, continuing here. And by the way, folks, I've looked at the case. 100% set up. I mean, that shows you how criminal this government is. And people ask, well, then why am I still on air? Well, I've been physically attacked. I've been demonized 7 ways to Sunday. National TV, grassroots, you name it, total COINTELPRO. I've been threatened, and I've just put it in God's hands. That's A, your prayers, B. But C, I'm so high profile, from their view, they don't want to highlight everything I've said, put 1,000 exclamation points behind it. But I'm not stupid. I know that if God wasn't there protecting me, I would already be dead. But it's kind of like the sports analogy. They tell you, go 110% every play in football, or you've got a much better chance of getting hurt. It's when you don't go 100% or 110%, you get hurt every time. And my view is, look, I'm in, point of no return. It's actually a good feeling. Commit to it. Whatever happens, you know what? I tried to be the best person I could, and that's why I'm still alive and still here. And it's a fight between good and evil. There's a lot of good people in government who are compartmentalized, and some of us have got to put our nails on the chalkboard to wake them up. Because as Mark Twain said in the beginning, a patriot's a scarce man, hated and feared and scorned and brave. But in time when the cause succeeds, the timid join in, because then it costs nothing to be a patriot. We've got to hit that barbed wire. Fritz, I want your perspective on this and the time we have hit a few other issues. We'll have you back soon while you're here. But why do you think I'm still alive and still around? Because I 100% know I'm for real. I 100% know we're bearing good fruits overall. I'm not perfect. I look back sometimes in horror at what I've done. Why do you think I'm still around?
They don't think that we're going to make that big of a difference. I used to ask myself why they made attempts on my life, but you know, and I blame God for having rescued me through those attempts. But then why didn't they continue to persist? I think because they, on the one hand, they're like, okay, let these people do what they want. You know, and I'll be frank here, you know, when people come online and go to your site, they're identifying themselves to the New World Order, that they're opposed to the New World Order, you know? So they've been tagged, they've identified themselves as...
I agree, they're using it as a gauge, and so that's why I say, good, put my name on the list, the top of the list. You know, this is about us coming out in the light and saying, so what if vampires put me on a list? We're putting you guys on list. We've got to get past their intimidation.
Right, exactly. They're so prideful, and they view that their power as being almost godlike, absolute, that they really question whether we can do anything, and in their eyes, we do them, you know, by identifying who's against them, we help them out, and they think that they can squash us like bugs whenever they absolutely need to.
I have noticed that's the one big weakness of the Illuminati, is they are insanely arrogant on power trips, almost to the point of being kind of mentally retarded. I mean, they really are pathetic, because I see how the system destroys its own people. I've seen, just from my own dead reckoning, that statistically it's more dangerous to serve them than to fight them. Have you noticed that anomaly?
Oh, your words are 100% correct. That's why these people wanted out of the Illuminati. It's not a fun place. You might think, well, because I've bumped into some people that have told me, Fritz, I'm watching this thing from the sidelines, and I want to be on the winning team, and it looks like the Illuminati is going to be the winning team, so that's who I'm going to go with. Yeah, no. They don't realize the pain and what you give up to be on that side.
Exactly. It's such a scam. Stay there. Let's talk about that. I mean, you don't make a deal with the devil, folks. Even if you think you got a deal, it's not a deal. We're going to do a little bit of overdrive with Fritz Springmeier, and I hope he doesn't get thrown in the clink with this interview. There's certain subjects he's been told not to get into. Well, you don't get your free speech back when you get out of prison. Isn't that funny? And they certainly have set him up. I want to get to your calls, too, folks, and I've got other news I haven't gotten to. I got so many little subjects I want to bring up with Fritz, and I almost don't want to stop the show, but I've got to go do the nightly news as well because I want to get to everything. I might just do some extended overdrive here. We've got to talk to Fritz during the break. But I've also got to get ready for the Money Bomb 27-hour broadcast. Fritz has agreed to be on with us at 11 o'clock his time, Pacific, on Thursday. And, of course, I'll be live then. So that'll be 1 o'clock in the morning, our time. And then, of course, all this will be archived at prisonplanet.tv and also put on the YouTube channel. But we're going to have free boxes of different systems to watch it on prisonplanet.tv. We're going to have a Justin TV channel and others. And, wow, we got 3 million people to watch Aaron when he was at Bilderberg covering it just on our Justin TV. 3.2 million in a 3-day period watch that channel. So this is going to be big. Get the word out of the Money Bomb transmission. I'm going to try to tomorrow have the live Money Bomb page already up at Infowars.com. That'll have all the different players and things so you can get that link out to everybody for this historic transmission. Now, going back to Fritz here, political prisoner, author of Bloodlines, the Illuminati, available at Infowars.com. Before Fritz leaves us, we'll also get an address if folks want to get the book directly from him and his family. But Fritz, this is a short segment, as you know, one more little short one, and we'll probably end it there. But I almost don't want to because we got you now, and I've been wanting to talk to you for 8 years. You were bringing up the fact of this isn't even a deal at all. People think they have a choice. Join the quote, winning New World Order, and get some temporary money or whatever, or join good and be persecuted. I've actually studying this. You're a lot better off joining good. There's this illusion. You have to have the courage to first do it. You'll get attacked up front. But when you almost, like you've done, you've learned the secret, and it's what I've learned. And I hate to even say this because it feels sick, but it's not. I was never sadomasochistic, and I don't mean like I like being hit and stuff. I don't. But when I get persecuted and lied about, it's like somehow God in my brain turns it around and makes it almost enjoyable, even though it's hurting very badly. What do you think that phenomenon is? And if you, it sounds like you've experienced that as well, Fritz.
Well, when you know you're right, you know you're right. And if everybody else wants to be a lemming and run off the cliff, so that's their problem. You know what you're doing, and you have. When we go through our day-to-day life, if we just have a 9-to-5 job where we just sell our soul to the system, and we're dead inside, versus someone like you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing is right, you have a joy, and that joy brings life to you. Anybody who watches you can see that you have a lot of life, and versus somebody who's physically alive, but their soul's been killed. And you can't replace that, You're not going to throw away what you have to be a dead person that's just like a zombie walking through their little system. That's how I would describe
Fritz, that's it.
Listen,
I am so fulfilled with this knowledge, and it's not even fear anymore, that people say they're unfulfilled. Do you ever experience it where you're so fulfilled with understanding and things that it's almost like it's so good you can't stand it? The joy.
Sure.
Stay there. Got a break. I want to get your, this is incredible. Unbelievable. Well, this has been an amazing interview, and The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have miles to go before I sleep. I don't know if we should end this in 5 minutes or we should do 15 more with Fritz on the other side, maybe take some calls. Fritz, I'm looking forward to having you with us Thursday. So you were getting into the joy of knowing you're right, knowing you're on target, and knowing that you're not part of the darkness. Because once you realize just how dark that darkness really is, once you realize just what it is, it's like, my goodness. You know, they sell this image of the devil as the devil cheerleader, Marilyn Monroe, all hot and sizzling, and it's inviting. But really, it's not. It's desiccating. It's soul-sucking. And as you said, these are the servants of this are zombies bought for nothing out of money made up out of nothing.
Exactly. Fool's gold, counterfeit money. The devil pays in counterfeit money. Are you able to still hear me?
Yes, I'm just listening to you. We've got 3 or 4 minutes left. Genetic engineering. They're coming out with mosquitoes they're going to release to forcibly inoculate us. Cross splicing. What concerns you most about the New World Order's master plan?
Wow, where to begin? It's just death. The whole program is death. You know, all aspects of it. It's just to kill everything that's good and decent, and then this tampering, trying to be God, tampering with genetics, and we already have plenty of examples out there of horror stories of when they've tried to tamper with nature. You would think that people would be up in arms because of all of the bad examples that are already there. What concerns me most? Wow. Well, right now, the biggest issue that's facing us on our plates is, you know, they're going to crash the economy, and there's going to be a lot of suffering. And I don't like to see people suffer, and I hope that people will mitigate that by doing things where they're more self-reliant. But I know that a lot of people won't be able to or won't do it because they're walking in ignorance. And so there's just going to be a lot of suffering. I'm already seeing it all around me. And right now, in the immediate future, that's my immediate concern is all the suffering that people are going to go through economically. We've got, and further on down the road, we've got even more mean, nasty things planned for the world.
Well, you know, Fritz, I've waited 8 years to talk to you. And so, you know what? Even though I've got stuff piled mountains high, do one more 12, 13-minute segment with us to talk about the Illuminati master plan. The program is death. Now, the back of my film Endgame says they want you dead, but you know what is their program, Fritz? Death. I mean, that is it. They've got all these intellectual excuses mid-level for their technicians that don't see all of it or even a large part of the system. But when you get back away from it and actually see from an Illuminist viewpoint by study and reverse engineering, the program is death. It's a giant system to trick even their own servants into setting up a giant kill machine. And at the very highest level, the Illuminists, some of them actually know that and are into this nihilistic death thing. And I've actually quoted some of those globalists and transhumanists saying that they want to blow the planet up just because they want to go unwilling. I'm sure you've seen those quotes. I mean, this is literally death. You know, they ask, what is the end game? Death. It's like James Bond saying in, was it Goldfinger? He says, do you expect me to talk? And he goes, no, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. I mean, it's death. People say, what's the goal? It's death. Where are they going? Death. What do they want for the world? Death. What are they into? Death. What's their end game? Destruction. Kill, steal, and destroy. Kill, steal, and destroy. They only want to steal and destroy because they want to kill you. Death, death, scorched earth, burnout planet, dead planet, extinct planet. Fritz Springmeier is our guest. Stay with us. We're going to do one more segment as he looks forward with what the Illuminati master plan is. We've talked about him now. Now we're going to get his view.